How do dreamers, thought leaders, paradigm shifters change the world? They have to ask themselves this one question: am I willing to chase my dreams? If you want to know how to push the boundaries of your influence, impact the world, and live out your God-given dreams, then this is the podcast for you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Passion and Prestige podcast. I am your host, world changer, dream chaser, and all-around nice guy, Teron Nolan. I am here today with a special guest, with the inspirational, the motivational, the voice of our generation, Henoc Maurice from Divine Motivation. How are you, my brother?
What's going on? I'm good, man. I appreciate you having me. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited, man. Let's go.
They just wanna knock you off the top, but I ain't gonna drop till I say so. Till I say so. 'Cause I say so.
You know what? I just want to say, dude, thank you first for being on the show. Man, it means a ton. And just, it's great to see what you're doing. I mean, you're helping so many people, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I really appreciate you for inviting me because, you know, a lot of times when you're doing these type of things, a lot of people don't reach out. Yeah. And for you to go out your way to reach out to me, man, that means a lot. That means a lot to put me here, man.
Well, dude, man, you inspired me. And you know what? It's crazy because this is how I knew you were the real deal. Okay. My wife is a massive UFC fanatic.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? And Aljamain Sterling is her favorite fighter, or one of her favorite fighters, right? So everyone in the house knows when she's listening to that podcast, don't bother mama, right? She was listening to it and she stopped the podcast and ran and got me and was like, you have to listen to his friend.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, if my wife stopped that podcast, it's the real deal, man. I listened to you like the first couple of minutes and I was like, oh my gosh. Then I went, found you, Divine Motivation on Instagram, and man, just binged. And I was like, I love what you're doing.
You're a good man because a man that listens to his wife. When you said your wife saw, I was like, okay. Because when my wife tells me something, I'm like, okay, I got to go check it out. So my wife listened to your stuff. Once I told her about you, she was like, yeah, you definitely should go in there. I was like, hey, say no more. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm telling you, man, we are blessed men to have amazing wives. And that's the secret. Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah. That's cool that your wife is into UFC. Are you into UFC?
I am. So she actually got me into it, which is funny. When we were dating, she was telling me about UFC. And like I said, she's a fanatic, man. She knows all the details, all the stats. And I was a little intimidated, man. I'm like, wait, you're watching dudes, you know, shirtless, fighting. I don't know about this.
Yeah, right.
It took a little bit for me to warm up to it, but man, now I'm a fan as well. I can't compete with her, though.
Aljo's my best friend. He was the best man at my wedding.
That's dope, man.
Yeah,
That's
man.
really dope.
So it's cool. Like, it's crazy. It's a small world. Like, I can go on his podcast and meet someone like you from totally different side of the world, and we still out, from what I see, our morals align.
Yeah.
And
Isn't
that's
that
so
crazy? Man, you know what? I don't know if you're like me. I don't understand social media. I struggle with it. I actually hate getting on social media. I'm trying to get better.
Yeah.
But my wife, again, she was like, you know, Instagram, you can contact him. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And she showed me how, and I'm glad I did, man. One of the best decisions I made.
Definitely. I appreciate that. And Instagram is a huge tool because on my personal Instagram, I don't really post that much because I'm not into all the, you know, showing this, showing that. So when I started my Divine Motivation Instagram, at first it was like, my wife told me, once again, my wife, she goes, I understand how you are when it comes to social media, but if you really want to have an impact, you have to show who you are every day. And I was like, yeah, I know. And she's like, trust me. And literally, since I've been doing that, I felt like I've had more of a reach because I was literally going to just post whenever I do a podcast, I was gonna post the episode about twice a week, and then the next week when I do a new episode, post twice a week. As you said, no, people have to feel your energy. People have to feel like this is you 24/7. So every single day, you need to give people motivation because you never know who's gonna listen to it, who's gonna need it. And literally, since I started, I think I started in November. Every single day, every morning around 7, 8 o'clock, I post a video motivating people for the day, and I'm loving it, man.
Oh man, we are loving it. I'm telling you.
Appreciate that.
I'm hearing that we just need to get our wives on this show.
Yeah,
and we all do that.
Yeah, because their intuition is on point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, man, I want to know this because I mean, there's so much I want to know, but I want to know, how did you get into this space? How did you become such a motivational and inspirational voice, for this generation?
Well, looking back now, I started from just being an energetic kid.
Yeah.
Right. Then it translated because I played sports in high school. I did wrestling, football, lacrosse, and I was always captain. And I always got picked to be captain. I never was like, yo, pick me to be captain. And I always was. And I realized like I just have this gift, literally is a gift from God, because my energy is on 10 all the time. And I realized it is a gift because my son is the same way. And I see it in him already. And he's only 4 years old. So I realized like I just have this passion to just motivate people. Whenever I would go in the gym with Aljo and he'd be training, like I can see that because I'm there, the energy's up.
Yeah.
And I realized, I have this gift, like motivation is my gift. I'll literally be driving, right? I'll see somebody jogging. And in my head, I'm going like, yo, let's go. You got this. Let's go. Like, seriously, like I'll go to the gym. And if somebody's working out by themselves and they need a spot or something, right? They'll call me over. Yeah, I need a spot. And I warn them. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna give you a heads up. I'm gonna motivate you to do more than you can do. And they'll be like, all right. And then I motivate them to like, oh man, I needed that. I didn't know I had that in me. I was like, yeah, you got it in me. So then years later, I did a podcast with my boy for about a year. Okay. And we were talking about our main thing was about men and trying to grow as men and be better. And we stopped after a year because he lives in New York. I live in North Carolina. Well, I used to live in New York, so I moved to North Carolina. And then with time and everything, he got kids, I got kids. It wasn't working out. And then once I stopped, I just really felt like this void in me. It was like, man, something is missing that I really need to do. So I was doing little videos on Instagram. And then I was like, nah, I got to go back to the podcast. And then literally the first day I started doing back the podcast, it was like, that's what I was missing. I felt so good. Then I made the Instagram, started doing videos every day. I was like, yo, this is my this is my gift. This is my passion.
Right.
This is what I'm here for, just to motivate people, just to be the best version of them that they could possibly be. And that's just me every day.
Man, it feels so good when you find that God-given talent, that gift that he has for you.
Yeah.
And like I was telling this young cat, I said, man, stop trying to chase views and followers and all that, man. Go after the impact, because if you can impact one person and change their life, that's way more valuable than millions and millions of people. Go after the impact, because that's what it's all about, changing lives. Yeah. And you're absolutely right, man. You're doing that. I love that.
That's literally in my caption on my Instagram, is like, I just want to be able to impact one person, and that's one person impacting somebody else. And it becomes a chain. Like, that's the goal. And I tell people all the time, is like, I'm not trying to get views, but the impact will bring the views.
Right.
I'm not chasing likes and all that. I'm literally doing this because I really want somebody to take something from this and apply it to their lives, whether it's just one person or two. If one person views it, I'm still going to do it. If 1,000 people view it, I'm still going to do it. It doesn't matter. It's what I want to do. I'm passionate about it. So it doesn't matter what the outside is. I'm doing this for a specific purpose, and I'm using it to help people. And regardless what happens, I'm going to keep doing it.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
And you are, I love it, man. I love talking to people who know their purpose and who are following their passions.
Yeah.
Because you're absolutely right. It's like, I'm going to do this regardless, because I know that this is what God wants me to do.
Yeah.
helping others, and it's also helping myself.
Yeah, exactly.
So many times when I'll have to go back and look at some of my videos, and I'm like, man, that's right. I'm facing some adversity right now. I just said that last week. What do I mean I'm going to quit right now? I can't quit, you know? So
That's good. That's good.
I love it, man.
That's good. Yeah. And one thing I try to tell people, your gift or you trying to figure out what you want to do in life,
Yeah.
it's often something that just comes easy to you.
Yeah.
Like I can just motivate. I was driving with my cousin the other day, and she was trying to like, I'm still, she's a senior in high school. She's like, I'm still trying to find my purpose and what I'm just telling her, stop looking for it.
Right.
It's there already. What comes easy to you? And I told her, I can literally just start motivating for no reason. I literally start driving. I'm like, I just started motivating about that car right there. I'm like, tell them they got somewhere they need to go.
Right.
They on a mission.
Exactly.
They need somewhere they got to follow directions. They can, I just started doing it. And I was like, you see, it just comes so easy to me.
Right.
And then I realized like not everybody's like that. So I'm here for a specific reason for people that just can't get motivated.
Yeah.
People that can't just get up, people that are not a morning person. I'm a morning person.
Oh yeah.
I get up and I'm like this all the time. and it's like, that's like my wife, she's not. So it's like, I have to learn to balance it when I'm around. Like I get up and I'm ready to go. And not everyone's like that. So I realized I can use this gift of energy to just give it to people in the morning every single day. And it comes easy. It's not like work.
Mm-hmm.
So when I do it, it's not like, oh, I got to do another video.
Right.
It's like, oh, I get to do another video. Yeah, this is what I do. It's normal.
Love it, man. Now, your job, I mean, do you do something that also is in that motivational realm, or are you doing something completely different?
Yeah, and it's great. When you try to follow your purpose, man, God just leads you, man.
That's right.
I was driving trucks for the past 4 years and in North Carolina, but I've been driving trucks for majority of my life, even in New York.
Okay.
So I always knew I had the gift to just inspire, motivate youth and people and things like that. So when I got to North Carolina, 4 years in at this job, it was like, when it's that time, it's like, yo, it's time to go.
Oh, yeah.
It's time. Like every day I'm at work, I'm in the truck by myself. I'm talking to God. I'm like, yo, just lead me where I want to go. You know my purpose. You know what I really want to do. So the opportunity came to work for Durham County Social Services. Mind you, I don't have a degree in social services. I don't have a background in social services.
Wow.
And it's a tough job to get. It's for the county.
Right.
So I apply for the job and I get a call. And I'm like, oh, man, it's happening. It's happening. And the crazy thing is, I know this is something I want to do, but because I'm so used to something else in my life, is a little pull.
Yeah.
But I know this is going to lead me to my purpose. So I was in this struggle, like, I had the interview went great, but they wasn't calling back yet. It's been like 2 weeks. I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, if they don't call me, it's okay. I have a good job. It doesn't really matter. But then there's another side like, no, this is for you.
Yeah.
So then I finally get the call back and I get hired and I'm just like, wow, like, this is crazy. I'm working with kids now. I'm working with kids that are less fortunate. I can motivate on the daily.
Right.
Because when I was driving trucks, I'm doing something, providing for my family, but I wasn't in my purpose. And I think the reason I was in that job for so long is because I'm driving by myself all the time. So I'm dealing with myself all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to know who I am, I'm able to help people find who they are.
That's good.
So, and then when I got the job, and it's funny because I would be around the new people to be like, oh, so where you coming from? Mind you, everybody has this background in social work and
right, all these letters degrees in front of their name.
Exactly. So I'm like, yeah, I used to drive trucks. And they're like,
what?
Oh, okay. But in my mind, every time I say that, I'd be like, y'all have no idea.
That's right.
That's God.
That's right.
It's God that I'm here. Y'all might not know, but that's why I'm here.
That's it.
And it's crazy. A couple months in, my supervisor, she goes, man, you're one of the best hires we ever had.
Wow.
And in my mind, I'm like, it's not always about being qualified by people. Sometimes you're already qualified by God.
That's it.
So I already knew, like, when I get in this job, I'm gonna do my thing. Y'all just don't know it yet.
I love it.
Y'all just don't know it yet. So now I'm in social work, and I had the opportunity to help this kid that's been struggling, and I saw him going in a better path in life, and I'm like, man, God, I'm in my purpose.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I'm in social work, and I've been there since August.
Man, killing it. I love that. You know, I've been going through this Bible study on Gideon, and this morning it's from Priscilla Schreier, and she was saying we tend, when we get into situations, we tend to go to the common weapons to fight those battles, whether that's like, you know, hey, I'm going to go to my savings account, or I'm going to go to whatever it is, right? These things that we tend to go to. And she said, when we're fighting uncommon battles, we need to use uncommon weapons, you know? And I was like, man, that hit me, because that's exactly it. You know, when we're in situations like that, where it's like, man, okay, I'm driving trucks, but I know God is calling me somewhere else. The uncommon weapon in that battle is, I'm going to step out in faith. Right? The common weapon is, well, I just want security. I'm good. I'm taking care of my family. I got this set up. You know, I can keep doing this. But man, I love what you did and what you said, because it's so true. It's taking that uncommon weapon and saying, you know what? I know there's something on the other side, and I got to get there, you know?
And it's not always easy.
It is not.
It's not always, and that's what I knew. It's like, if it was easy, then it's like, yeah, it's not really that big of a deal. But because it was hard, it was like, yeah, there's something here.
Yeah.
There's something for me here. So I had to take, like, it was pure faith. I'm like, I don't know what I'm about to be doing. I'm comfortable. We're set up here. You know, like, it's been a great job for us. And now I'm going to this realm where I'm not used to. I've been wearing uniform for the past 4 years. Now I have to wear regular clothes. I'm like, it's all this different stuff. And it's like, and I'm just glad I made that decision. I made that decision. And it's always about one person's decision can change somebody's life. Because when I speak life into these kids, I don't know if they're going to change, but having the opportunity to say something that might change them.
Exactly.
That's what it's about.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about.
Bro, man, so I'm a teacher, right? I've been teaching 6th grade for the last like 7 years. And I will never forget this, because you touched on a story that happened to me. I had a student in my class. She was, you could tell she was like socially awkward. She felt very uncomfortable in her own skin, right? She didn't feel beautiful. She didn't feel worthy, all of that. She would come to class every day and just put her head down.
Wow.
Wouldn't say anything, wouldn't engage, nothing. And I made it a challenge. I said, I'm going to make her smile at least one time a day. So when I'm in class,
that just made me smile hearing you say that.
I'm telling you, when I'm in class, I'm silly and I like to just have a lot of energy and this and that. So I was like, once a day, I have to have her smile. And that was my goal. That was my mission. Fast forward a couple months later, she writes me a letter. Actually, she has already graduated. She writes me a letter and she says, Mr. Nolan, you had no clue what you were doing by making me smile. Wow. That was the only time in my day that I smiled. And she was saying that I was thinking about ending my life because I just couldn't take it anymore. But because you gave me that one smile to look forward to, I kept pushing. And I'm like, just a smile.
Yes.
You know, you never know your impact on somebody's life, because you don't know what's going on behind, you know, their clothing, behind what's going on in them. You don't see what's happening behind the scenes. But I was like, man, one smile saved that girl's life. That's crazy.
Wow. And this is why we do this.
Yeah.
This is why we do this. Just that one little, I remember a couple weeks ago, this guy that I used to work with, we wasn't that close. I didn't talk to him that much. He texted me and he said, hey, bro. And I had no idea. He's like, I watch your videos on Instagram.
Wow.
You have no idea how much they helped me. And I was just like,
that's amazing.
Wow. I was at work doing the case. So at work, what I do is basically, I take the kids to have visitation with their parents, their legal parents, and I take them back to their foster parents. So during the visitation, he texted me, and I literally almost started crying because I'm like, yo, God, this is why I do this.
Right.
This is why I do. I'm like, I know I'm affecting and helping people, but sometimes when you hear somebody actually tell you that, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, it hits different.
Absolutely.
So now it's like, what I'm doing isn't in vain.
Right.
There is some fruit from it.
Right.
And that's the beauty of this. No amount of views, no amount of likes could match that.
That's it.
No, that can't match. That one text message like, yo, that helped me is bigger than all of the likes and views in the world.
Yeah, that's the treasure right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
it's amazing too, because like you said, you're a father, right? So how many kids do you have?
2, 4-year-old boy, and my girl just turned 3 in November.
Ooh, okay, so you guys are right in the fun, right?
Woo.
You survived terrible twos?
Oh yeah, it was rough,
Oh,
but
yeah. Hey.
but the good thing is I have the energy to keep up. So it's a battle. It's a battle.
Well, that's good, because treacherous threes are coming, brother.
Oh man,
So,
I see it already.
You know this. Your kids, they watch everything we do.
Yeah,
They are always watching. And I just keep thinking, man, being a father is like one of the greatest positions and gifts that God has ever given, because we get to really impact and influence those in our home every single day. And your kids, they see you. They see you following your dreams. They see you stepping out in faith. They see you inspiring people. They see you just being who God has created you to be. And man, that's speaking volumes to them.
Yeah, and the crazy part is even the job change affected them, because when I was working at the other job, I was working from midnight to 12.
Oh man, that's rough.
So I was going to sleep at 4:00 in the afternoon.
Wow.
So I'd come home and barely have time to play with my kids. And it's crazy about the timing of God. I literally got this job right before my son started pre-K. So I was able to bring him to school. I bring him to school every single day. If I was working at the other job, I wouldn't bring him to school.
Yeah.
And it's great because at first he was struggling because this is first time in school. So, want to keep playing, want to keep running around. I was able to teach him how to have self-discipline and self-control. If I was still at the other job, I wouldn't be able to. So there's so much that came with the decision to just say, yes, I'm going to follow this. I'm able to be there for my kids. I only had 3 holidays a year: Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year's. And we would have to make up that day on that Saturday. With my job now, on Christmas, I was off Thursday, Friday, and Monday. That never happened. This was my first time having that. And I was like, wow, I'm actually home, get to spend time with my kids. Because like after Christmas, the day of Christmas, I'd go to sleep at 4:00 because I'd have to wake up that next morning.
Man.
And now I actually get to spend time with my kids. And it's just so, sometimes you just got to just make those tough decisions, because in the end, you'll benefit from them. It's hard. I know it's hard, but sometimes you just got to do it. You got to do it.
I love it, man. Because while you're speaking to everyone who's listening, you're speaking to me too. Because I know I went back and forth in my mind to start this podcast. And I was like, all the insecurities start rising up, all the lies. I can't do this. I'm not a good this. I don't know how to articulate. I can't. All of that. And I was like,
and I must say, you have a great speaking voice.
Man, thank you. I appreciate
you do.
That's like the 3rd time I heard that this week. So,
you really do. You really do.
But I stepped in faith and I said, okay, I'm going to do this. And exactly what you said, it's like all the pieces that I've been working on for years came together in one. And I'm like, oh man, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Now, I don't know what it's going to lead to, but I know that God is leading the way. And I'm cool with just saying, you know what, I'm going to follow God. And it's been a fun ride, man. It's been a fun ride.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like when it says a good man's steps are ordered by the Lord.
That's right.
I try to live that way, man. I really try. I try to just be an example to people like, yo, you see me, let me show you what my source is.
Right.
Like, you see this motivation, you see me high energy, you see me trying to not to stress, trying to do the right things.
Yeah.
It's not all me.
Yeah.
There's a source that's doing this.
Exactly.
Let me show you what this source is. And you're like, oh, because some people like they get turned off from a lot of the ways it's presented.
Right.
So I tell them like, yo, I'm a regular person. I just believe in God. And I ask him to lead my life. That's all it is. You're not going to see me doing all this weird stuff, but I have these principles that I follow. I have these guidelines. I have these morals that are ordered by God. And through those things, that's where you see success. Success to me is not money. It's not fame. It's doing exactly what God put me here to do.
That's it. I love
And as long as I'm doing that, I'm good.
I'm
good.
That's it. And it's so important that everyone understands that everyone has a specific purpose.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That God has given you. You know,
Yep.
I was listening to your I think it's your recent episode about who's in control.
Oh, yeah.
I listened to it. I had to pause it. I had to reflect, went back, listened to it again, pause, reflect. You said some stuff in there that was so key. And I try to tell my students this all the time because I work with a lot of students, especially the young Black men. I'm like, look, you have to know how to control yourself. You can't give away your control.
Yeah.
And, you know, you shared a story, and I was hoping that you would share it again about a time you almost lost control, but you were able to reel it back.
Yeah. So I was in New York. I was driving with my wife when she was pregnant at the time. And through that time, I was already working on myself, making sure I'm growing, preparing myself for the child. I was changing the things I was listening to. I wasn't listening to rap like the way I used to. I wasn't watching the same things I used to. I'm like, yo, I'm about to have a child. Like what I listen to reflects to him.
Right.
So I'm getting control of what I'm feeding myself. So I'm driving, and then this car almost runs a stop sign. And it's on my wife's side.
Oh, no. And you said she's pregnant at this time.
Yeah, she's pregnant.
Wow.
So I went off. I blacked out.
Yeah.
I'm talking about spazzing. My wife was like, yo, calm down, calm down. So I'm like, nah, my wife pregnant. He's good. So I'm just like, after the fact, I'm like, yo, why did I lose control like that? And it was like, oh, that's an area I haven't tapped into yet.
Yeah.
I need to fix that. I need to be able to control myself because I could have did something crazy that would make me never see my son.
Wow, man.
Off of a 5-minute situation.
Wow.
So I was like, no, that needs to get under control. So then I think the key is figuring out where you need work on.
Yeah.
So because I was working on myself before, I was able to point out, like, okay, this is an area I need to work on because this can't happen again.
That's good, man. An area you need to work on. Tell me more about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So once I saw that, it's like, okay, I fixed these other areas. There's some holes over here I need to fill. So once I saw that, I was like, okay, I need to work on my temper. I realized my family's my weak point. But at the end of the day, I'm always going to protect my family when I have to, but I'm not going to put myself in position to do something stupid.
Yeah.
I'm going to always be mindful. You know how it says a soft answer turns away wrath.
Right.
I'm not going to be the reason for something to escalate. I'm going to practice de-escalating.
Yeah.
So how do I do that practically? When I'm out and I, let's say a waiter or a cashier is a little rude to my wife, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be extra nice to him.
Yeah.
How's your day doing? You doing all right today? Everything's okay? All right. You have a great day. You take care. And then when you do little things like that, when you get into a bigger situation, you've been prepping yourself.
Right. It's those little habits. Absolutely.
Exactly. The little things, the little wins to help you get those big wins where it's like somebody cuts you off in traffic. Or with my wife, we've gotten cutting off before. I just say, as long as we good, it's all right.
Yeah.
We're good. I'm not worried about it. Maybe there's something going on in their life that they're really in a rush. You start making excuses for other people.
Right.
Like, yo, you know what? Maybe there's something that's terribly happening in their life.
Yep.
They needed to cut me off, whatever. Like, I'm gonna just let it go. You know what I'm saying? So it's the little things, man.
Right. But it's real though, because
yeah,
I feel like in society, we see an image of what masculinity is, what this bravado, you know, if someone disrespects you or especially your family, you know, man, you hop out the car and you ready to do it. And I'm like, I've seen so many friends, man, that have lost everything because of that. One decision lost everything, You know,
Yeah.
the same thing that you were trying to protect, they ended up completely giving away because they couldn't control their anger.
Exactly. That's why your decisions are so important.
Yeah.
We got to be mindful. I talk like you'll notice in my episodes, I say things over and over and over because I really want it to stick in your head.
Right.
Like when I did episode on decision, I'm like, yo, you really got to think about your decisions. Really think your decisions through. You have to. I say it so many times different ways, so people are like, yo, my decisions. I actually have to think when I make these decisions because we do things so willingly, we just react. You realize, like, no. Think about what you're doing. Really think about, assess the situation. What's really going on here? Don't just jump out the window.
Yeah.
Where you think about, like, hold on, if I do this, oh no, that's not worth it.
Right.
And then you really start to make better decisions because now you're being conscious of the things that you're doing. And that's the key. That comes with self-control. When you start making better decisions, then you start having control. Then you start, all of that comes in together. All that comes into play. And then overall, you realize you're becoming a better person.
Man, Henoc, you are on it, man. I'm telling you, this conversation has been a blessing to me.
No, for me too, man.
You
Appreciate it.
Man, this is absolutely where God has placed you. And I mean, it's just beaming off of you. And
thank you. I appreciate that.
You know,
I appreciate it. And a lot of times we get stressed because we don't know why we're here.
Right.
And I tell people all the time, your purpose is there, man.
Yeah.
The reason why you're stressing is because you're trying to find what you're here for. I tell people you have to go to the source.
That's it.
It's so easy to be so consumed with social media and everything that's going on, looking at what other people's doing. Listen, if me and you decided to look at the most popular podcast and say, like, man, we don't have that type of views, we don't have that type of followers, we'd stop right now.
Exactly.
But because we're purpose driven, we're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Let them do what they're doing.
Yeah.
Have your own impact. How can you want to be able to steward over thousands when you're not even able to steward over 5?
Exactly. That's real.
What are you doing with the 5 people that follow you?
Yep.
What are you doing with the 5 listeners that's listening to you? Are you not giving them your all because not a lot of people? I give my all, whether it's one person or 1,000. That one person, they gonna get this work. they gonna get all of me.
They're gonna be inspired today.
Yeah, they gonna be inspired. They gonna get this work. I'm not gonna wait till I blow up to turn it on. No, That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to give it to you now. You gonna get this work.
Right. You know, I talk all the time about building a tribe mentality. Instead of having these followers and fans, man, have a tribe. Have people that are there that are going to support you and that you are going to give everything to, because you're right. God has placed them in front of you. And to say, oh man, well, God, you know what? That's only 10 people. That's not good enough, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Thank God for those 10 people, because you never know what those 10 people are going to end up doing, who they're going to impact. And it's just, it just keeps going.
Yeah, man. All you got is all you need.
That's it.
All you got is all you need. What you got in front of you, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have the best camera. I don't have the best mic. I don't have the great studio. Yep. I don't need it.
Yeah. And we get so caught up in that.
If I needed that, yeah. I have me. At the end of the day, it's me.
Right.
All of that will come when it comes. As long as I'm here doing what I'm supposed to be doing. That other stuff, whatever, it'll come. If it don't, it don't.
My goodness. Henoc, man, you're the man, brother.
Thank you.
I hope this is not going to be our last conversation, because
no,
this has been a true blessing, man. I do have one more question for you, though.
Okay.
All right. This is the question I love asking every single person. If you could do anything in the world and you knew that whatever you did, you would not fail, you would be successful at it, what would you do? What is your dream?
Doing exactly what I'm doing right now.
Love it. Nailed it. Look at that.
Literally.
Love it.
Literally. Doing exactly what I'm doing right now.
Dude, you just made my heart so happy. That is it. Because if you would have said anything else, I would say, no, we need to have a conversation.
Yeah. Nah. I was thinking, I'm like, because I already knew that was the answer.
Yeah.
I was like, is there anything else? And it just hit me, because nobody ever asked me that. So I really think, I'm like, yo, there's really not nothing else.
Yeah.
I was trying to find something else. I'm like, no, this is the answer.
I saw your brain spinning like,
yeah, I'm thinking, I'm like, this is because nobody, I know it, but when somebody asks you and you have to process, it's like, oh wow, it really is.
oh,
it's like, oh, you surprised myself. Like, oh wow. I would be doing this.
oh my goodness. So we're gonna be doing this for the next 30 years, brother.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yep, definitely. There's no time limit on it.
That's it. Well,
there's no time limit.
My brother, it has been a pleasure, a true pleasure. I know that you are a family man. I'm a family man. We need to get back to our families.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But before we go, I need you to please let the people know how they can find you. Where do they go?
You can follow me on Instagram, _divine_motivation. You will get motivated every single day. You can follow the podcast on YouTube, Divine Motivation Podcast. And I'm there. You're going to see me. You go on my Instagram, I'm there. You're going to see me every single day.
I love it, man. Dude, I hope that I can call you friend. It has been a pleasure.
Yes.
We're going to get you back on here.
Yeah,
and,
definitely. We're going to stay in contact. I really thank you for this opportunity, man.
Absolutely.
I don't take this for granted because you never, like you said before, you never know who you're going to reach.
Yeah.
And this is needed for guys like us, like-minded,
right?
To just reach people and show people like, you know what, there's more people out there. I'm pretty sure there's other people like us, like, oh, I didn't know there's other people that think like I think.
Yeah.
And now they have something they can listen to, like, oh, I can listen to this in the car with my kids, you know, wherever I'm going. And that's my thing. I want you to be able to listen to it no matter where you are,
right? Who
you with. Is very PG, you know, because there's not a lot of that nowadays. A lot of podcasts that you're gonna hear a lot of vulgar, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
I try to keep it where you're gonna grow and it's not gonna be corny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate you having me here. I don't take this for granted. It means a lot to me.
Well, man, keep being you, keep doing what you're doing. Next time we're gonna have our wives on because that's the wisdom right there.
Definitely.
All right, my brother. Thank you again, man. Have a great rest of the night.
Happy New Year's, man.
Yes, 2022. Here we go.
Let's do it. 2022. I'm ready. Let's go. I'm ready. Let's go.
Please go. We are ready.
Let's go. More motivation every day. Be ready. Let's go, y'all.
That's it. All right, brother. I will talk to you soon, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. So now that you're part of the Passion and Prestige tribe, I want to know what you think. I love hearing from my listeners. So if you wouldn't mind taking a screenshot of you listening to this podcast and tag us at Passion and Prestige on Instagram. And don't forget to go into your podcast app, subscribe, and leave us a 5-star review and a 5-star rating. This helps us reach way more people. Passion and Prestige tribe, thank you so much. I will see you next week, and remember, chase your dreams until the dreams you chased become reality. Go change the world.
They just wanna knock you off the top, but I ain't gonna drop till I say so. Till I say so. 'Cause I say